Adam, whenever I go to do one of these videos, I always hope there's something to discuss. Either they're in the title race, they're in a European race, the manager's under a bit of pressure. Do you know what I mean? I hope there's a big talking point. Today, I'm struggling which big talking point to start with. There's a lot going on with Nottingham Forest. So I want to start with an easy question, ease you in. 2 games so far. Are you happy with what you've seen?
Yeah, I think it's been different. We've actually had the ball 55% or above in each games, which is, I think, some sort of record for us because we're used to having like below 40%. So no, really impressive. Brentford, that was a flattering result for them. It could have been 5 or 6, to be honest. Brentford were very, very poor. I got them in my bottom 3, to be honest, but they've since won 2 games. So what do I know? You know what I mean? And then Palace, difficult game in terms of the circumstances and the atmosphere. But a game again, I thought we could have won if it'd gone another couple of minutes. I think we'd have won it. We hit the post in the last minute. We won, blazed over the bar as well. But yeah, good point on the road.
Right then. Let's get into Nuno. Let's start with him. Everything going on with Nuno, Edu, Marinakis. Where do you sit in regards to this? Are you worried or are you quite comfortable that it'll work itself out?
I mean, Forest are an anomaly, so who knows is probably the right answer. But as far as I know, Nuno came out post Crystal Palace and really wanted to get it all sorted. Marinakis sounds like he wants to be the peacemaker in all of it and have everyone in harmony because he feels like it's the strongest squad we've had in decades, which is correct. And then we still want to add to that squad before the window shuts. So I'm hoping it gets sorted, but you just never know. And with Marinakis, you never know what he's going to do. But he's always listened to supporters in recent times. Like there was a time when we thought we were going to get rid of Steve Cooper and we ended up getting a new contract. So, I think Marinakis he's smarter than he probably looks. So I think it will get sorted one way or another, hopefully.
I remember a certain journalist reporting Cooper had been sacked, and I'm not his biggest fan, so I like the fact that he was wrong when he broke that news about Cooper being sacked, and he wasn't actually sacked himself. In regards to, well, let's go to Morgan Gibbs-White then, with everything that happened in the summer. I mean, well, first of all, actually, with the Nuno one, was there any sort of warnings did Nottingham Forest fans know what was going on? Because obviously as a West Ham fan, it was sort of came from nowhere. There was reports came out that Nuno might be at loggerheads and he might be off, and then very quickly it was his press conference and he said there was no smoke without fire and stuff. I was like, and it felt quite big. I thought, wow, okay, this has come from nowhere really. But I'm not a Nottingham Forest fan. So did it come from nowhere for yourself, or was there a little bit of warning signs for you previously?
Yeah, so he did like a pre Sky thing before we played Brentford, and he was like, "We're really far away. We still need players, etc., etc." This was like, I think it was filmed before we'd even knew what the CAS.
Yeah, I remember that one. He was sat in a dark room, weren't he?
Yeah, he's like sat in our training facility or whatever. I don't know who the journalist is or anything. So that was a bit like, well, yeah, I get it. I get he's upset, but like at the same time, he should know what the circumstances are. That would have been quite evident to him. So
Yeah.
that was a little concerning. And then the whole thing of like, oh, he's not seen eye to eye with Edu since day one. Well, that's a bit weird because Edu has been rumoured to have been like kind of working for Forest since the back end of last season when Marinakis got him away from Arsenal. So it's not like he didn't know he was coming into the club or anything. So it's come out the blue for us, definitely. I find it very, very odd that how it's come about. It sounds like as well the other rumours is all this stuff come out and then Nuno got shoved into a press conference without actually having a conversation with Marinakis or Edu himself. So it's come out the blue. I'm hoping it just kind of goes away and football is the winner at the end of the day, because that's the important thing, getting results and carrying on. And we need to carry on. We need stability. That's always something that we've craved for a long, long time.
What is the issue? Is it just a communication thing, or do you think it's a bit of a control thing on Nuno's side of it, that he likes to be involved in the player recruitment and make the decisions, and now Edu's making some decisions as well? Because it sounds like Nuno still has a big say in the player recruitment, but perhaps I think Adama Traore was someone he really wanted and didn't get. So is it what's the actual issue?
So that was partly part of the story, and then apparently Nuno likes to have players that are happy to be squad players in a smaller squad. For me, I'm sorry, but we want to carry on this progression of upward trajectory and like challenging. And Marinakis wants to challenge as high as he possibly can. He's an ambitious guy. We need squad depth and squad quality. I don't want players that are happy to be squad players, because then they're not going to come in and do a job then, are they? They're not going to push your best players or every single player to get what we want at the end of the day. So for me, I think that's a nonsensical kind of quote if that's the case. And if Nuno's going to think like that, then he's clearly not the man to take us forward. That's just the end of it all. So I'd like to think he wants a strong squad. That would make no sense if he just wants players that are happy to be squad players, because that's just what's the point in that?
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, well, hopefully that's informed a few West Ham fans as to what's going on with the manager. In terms of your Morgan Gibbs-White then, am I right in saying Spurs bid, but the issue wasn't that they bid the release clause, the issue was that they bid the exact structure required for it to be triggered, so Marinakis, Nottingham Forest, was obviously a bit like, hang on a minute, how do you know about this? How do you know exactly what to bid? They put in their complaint to the Premier League, and at the same time negotiated with Gibbs-White, who then signed a new contract with Nottingham Forest, and that's it. Am I roughly thereabout with what happened?
Yeah, so supposedly there was an NDA between Gibbs-White's agent and the club for a release clause when he signed for us when we got promoted. So as far as I'm aware, only then people should know about this release clause. Tottenham bid this amount, but then I heard that Tottenham hadn't bid in the structure we wanted to do a release clause. They thought they had, and they had like he'd already had like a medical and everything else. It like really was rapid in what the story is. Especially I spoke to a Tottenham fan who knows quite a lot of inside knowledge and whatnot. And then it just sounds like, so Tottenham weren't going to pay however much money we wanted up front. They weren't going to do that. So then Marinakis negotiated with Gibbs-White and handcuffed him to Nottingham Forest trading ground by the sounds of it. And I know how the video looks. It looks terrible.
It looks like a hostage video, Adam.
Yeah, well, yeah, like it may well have been. And like the problem is Morgan's he's not a media guy. Like if you watch all of his interviews and stuff, he is that awkward all the time. It's not anything new. He's always cross-armed, looks down quite a lot. Like that's just his persona in interviews all the time. He's not that confident as someone that's talking to the media, so it makes it look even worse, especially when he keeps saying Mr. Marinakis several times. You're like, he's been told to say this.
And he stood there though. The fact that he was stood next to Gibbs-White also didn't help.
Marinakis is massively egotistical. Like he wants to be the person that is like front and center, knowing that he got this sorted. And Forest fans know that he got this sorted. He is someone that is a man of his word a lot of the time. Like he's trying to walk the walk as well as talk the talk. And people like that. People like that he's changing the mentality of the football club and the fan base, because we were quite happy we'll be mid-table, blah, blah, blah. No, he's like, no, we want to win. Like we want to win now.
Yeah, I think he's a bit like, do you know, you get your players where everyone calls them like your bastard, don't they? It's like you hate them when they play against you, but when they play for you, you love them. I think Marinakis is that owner that like Nottingham Forest fans go, I don't like this guy, but actually when he's your chairman and he's your owner, you're like, you know what? We love this guy. This guy's exactly what. And I think he's almost like your bastard.
Oh, he's a pantomime villain for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely. I'm all for it. I like him. I think, listen, I'm a West Ham fan. One of our biggest issues with our club is a lack of ambition, the lack of spending, and that's not something you can put at his door. He's got it. He may go about things in ways that people perhaps don't like, and I agree with what you said about him having an ego. I've seen the footage that when you beat Brentford and the players going down the tunnel, he stood outside the dressing room waiting for all the players. That's just normal, isn't it?
Yeah, he does that every week. Like whether we win, lose or draw, he's there every week. If he
this is important context, because obviously, as a neutral, we don't see it when you lose. We only see it when you win. It's like, oh, here he is again. Look at him outside the training ground door, kind of thing. But that's good context. European football for you this season, Adam. You must be pretty excited.
Yeah, no, first time in my lifetime where I could go. Like, what last time we got to Europe, I was like 2 or 3, so kind of irrelevant. I don't like talking about yesteryear all the time. I know it's great to say, oh, we won European Cups, we went to Europe a few times, but yeah, no, it's going to be exciting. It took a little, the cast thing took a little bit of the sting out of it and the excitement of it, because you just didn't know which competition you're going to be in. I was quite happy to play in the Conference League if that was the case, because it was a competition we could probably go and win. So as you guys will well know, like it's a competition you can probably go and win. I expect Palace, if they can recruit and replace Eze, to go quite far in that competition. With Europa League, I expect us to challenge. I expect us to get to the knockout stages at least. Yeah. I think if we get a favourable draw. I mean, Tottenham got the easiest draw to a final I've ever seen in my life, and beat the worst Man United team I've ever seen in my life as well. If they can do that, then I don't see why us or Aston Villa, obviously the other English club in there, can't go and win it, to be honest.
What did you make of the whole cast thing? I know you're not a Forest fan, but did you think it was the right thing for your club to do? Did you, like getting involved in trying to get Palace knocked out of the Europa League and put into the Conference League? Did you think, I guess you can be both. You could feel sorry for Palace, but also think it's the right thing to do. Where did you sit on the whole thing?
So they were getting investigated before that letter got sent. No one knows the context of the letter. The only thing that you do know is Forest asked for clarification. Yeah. But more than likely it was, well, Palace are in an MCO. What are you doing about them? Like, I don't deny that it probably was something in there. I can't lie, because the letter's never been shown. And if you're gonna deny all this sort of accountability, then surely there's something in it. Do you know what I mean? You're hiding everything. And then Palace obviously named us in the case, so we had to send legal representation. For me, like, when Forest got points deducted, no one was saying, oh, we feel sorry for them because they tried to maximise the profit for Brennan Johnson to go to Tottenham. People were asking for more points to get deducted, if anything. People were asking more points for Everton to get deducted. So, do you know what? Bollocks to the rest of the league, if I'm going to be honest. I don't care. Palace missed the deadline. Whether it was an email, whether it was whatever, it does not matter, because the same thing happened to us with a points deduction. We missed the deadline, even though we communicated with the Premier League. We're trying to make maximum profit, which is what PSR is all about, and they still punished us. So, do you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm quite happy. We've in a better competition. We've ended up getting a better squad out of it. I couldn't care less. I would just feel sorry for Palace supporters not going to some slightly better places to get to.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair and honest answer, and I like it a lot. I think you could have been very diplomatic there and held back. You didn't, and I appreciate it a lot. I like people like you, Adam. In regards to this season, then, what's your hopes for Nottingham Forest?
I think if we can challenge for Europe again, or like mid-table, like 10th and upwards would be great, and a good run in each competition we're in, domestic and European. I mean, the way the league's already shaping up after 2 games, which is quite surprising, is 5th could even still be quite a challenge for a lot of teams. You look at like Newcastle, who are struggling. Villa have already started to struggle. Man United haven't picked up a win yet, despite improving. So there's a lot of teams, I think, going to look at that 5th place and go, do you know what, that's quite a good one to go for. But yeah, I'll be happy to be in the conversation and then challenge on all fronts. Really, we've got the squad, we're getting the squad, and I expect us to add to it as well still.
I know the big one's obviously the Europa League, because the prize is Champions League. Do you think you'll win it?
That's a tough question. Probably, if I could give you an answer now, probably not. But I expect us to go, like, have a decent go at it.
Yeah, I think obviously we've had a few runs we won the Conference League and had 2 good runs in the Europa League. And it can just come down to luck. We were unlucky in our second season in Europa League that we got drawn against Bayer Leverkusen, who at that time were one of the best teams in European football. Yeah. We ran them close. Across that 2 legs. And the first time round, we got Frankfurt in the semi-finals, and we just didn't. We never got going. We conceded a goal after like 2 minutes in the first game, and then we got a player sent off. So we never really got a fair crack at that semi-final. And it's one of them. If we bought a player in January, could we have maybe done something? I don't know, but the Europa League was also harder back then because you had the dropouts for them for the
Yeah.
Champions League, which you don't have anymore. So Europa League has got easier since the start of last season, and I think it will benefit everyone in the Europa League. Now, I find it hard not to. I always say it with the Conference League, whichever English clubs are in the Conference League should be favourites to win it because of the amount of money they've got. Even Crystal Palace, I've probably got more money than anyone else in that competition. They just do. They are the big heavyweights, so they should be the favourites to win it. I think they should win it. They should go on and win it. And in the Europa League, I don't think it's far off that. The English teams should go pretty far as a minimum. So I think you'll get to, I don't know, the quarterfinal at worst.
Yeah.
But with a bit of luck, you're certainly building the right squad. I actually think the way that Nuno plays football will work in European football. I think that will be successful.
His experience with Wolves definitely helps. And I was going to mention to yourself, Gio, that about the teams dropping out of the Champions League are no longer happening. So, and I think even like the format of it helps you so much. You can be quite mediocre and qualify for the knockout.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a good run at it, especially at the City Ground will be massive for us. And then I think how we played last season away from home a lot and on the counter also lends itself to be quite a successful way of playing in all honesty. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think we'll be a hard team to play against.
Love it, and genuinely wish you the best of luck. Nothing against Nottingham Forest. I'd love to see you go on and win a European trophy. I don't support every English team in European football. I'm not going to lie, I do not. But when it comes to yourselves and Newcastle and Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, I hope you go on and have a successful campaign. Got nothing against those clubs in particular. Right, from your team to my team, what do you make of West Ham?
I mean, prior to this season, a bit of a basket case. Graham Potter is a bit of a, I don't know. Do you guys ever think like he's a bit of a PE teacher? Like, honestly,
it's been said a couple of times.
I just think like the way the structure of the club is doesn't help. Like Lopetegui was a bit like scattergun in terms of transfers. I thought you'd won the window last summer. You made some really good acquisitions. I thought Max Kilman would come in and be really good. I thought Fulkrug would come in and hit the ground running and didn't. Obviously, losing Mohamed Kudus in the summer to your bitter rivals is a massive blow and not really replacing him. Obviously, the cloud over Lucas Paqueta and the gambling thing, I know that's gone away now, but that must have been a big thing. Jared Bowen can't be a one-man wrecking ball, unfortunately. And I just think the recruitment's not been great from West Ham until maybe recently, if you get Matthias Fernandes in. Or I'm not going to say Magassa's first name because I don't know, something could happen. Like
honestly, I don't know how you say it either. And in all the videos I've done, I just keep saying Magassa. I've just ignored it.
I feel like if you say his first name, like Beetlejuice might like appear or something, or some sort of voodoo might happen. So yeah, if you say his first name, so maybe this back end of the window will help West Ham. But I just think there's not a lot of structure. I don't think Graham Potter's a great manager. He's always fallen upwards. Swansea, mid-table, got a job at Brighton, mid-table. Yeah, he had a good season with him, but fell upwards to Chelsea. That's mental. Like, when I think about it, going to West Ham is such a huge football club, and replacing David Moyes. And I know, like, West Ham were quite split on David Moyes, but he won you a bloody European trophy. Graham Potter, I don't think is that exciting. He's not going to shout and get you guys up for it. West Ham are a club of passion and, like, yeah, just like passion of London, or of that part of London and Essex was obviously a big, massive part of your fan base. So I think there needs to be something needs to happen at your club. I just don't know what. I mean, moving from Upton Park was a huge blow as well. Like, what a mistake that's been since you moved into that soulless bowl, I'm going to call it. Sorry, Gio, but I refused to go watch Forest at West Ham because I need a pair of binoculars to watch the football match. I just find that bizarre, honestly.
You won't get much criticism for that take on this channel. You'll find more people agreeing with you than disagreeing, I think. Do you see West Ham? You said at the very start of your video you had Brentford in your 3 to go down. Now, I'm assuming that was before the season got underway, so we've seen a couple of games from everyone now. Did you have West Ham with Brentford before the ball was kicked to get relegated?
No, so I had Sunderland and Leeds and Burnley in there. Sorry, I expected Leeds to stay up because of their fan base and like home form. Sunderland are in that kind of bracket. West Ham are are going to be part of the conversation, I think, unless you have a really strong end to your window.
Yeah. So I was going to say, if you had to do your 3 again today, what would your 3 look like?
It's funny now because everyone like who's been promoted has won a game now, hasn't you? But
Yeah.
I still think Burnley. I think Leeds now rather than Sunderland, and I still think Wolves. If Jurgen Strand-Larsen leaves Wolves, that's God knows who's scoring goals for them guys. Like, he's such a big player for him last season. Like, if Mateus Cunha wasn't there last season, as well as Jurgen Strand-Larsen, Wolves would have gone down. Like, he was a very big unsung hero for them, wasn't he?
Did you see Dazzling Dave's rendition of his song for Larson?
No.
Oh, have you not seen it, Adam? I'm gonna have to sort of half sing it now. So it was after the game. Obviously, he scored 2 against us, right? So he was doing like a fan cam after the game. So Wolves were just beating West Ham in the cup. Strand-Larsen came off the bench, scored 2, and he goes, "Whoa, Strand-Larsen! Whoa, Strand-Larsen! If you're Newcastle, you ain't having him. You've got no chance. We can't sell him, can we?" It was brilliant. So obviously, everybody's been like posting it, like, "I'm not sure this one's going to catch on," or "Can't wait to hear them all in New Bell in this one out on the weekend," and stuff like that. Was brilliant. It's just one of those things. Football humor sometimes it's good. It gets you through the dark days. I think you've got to be able to have a bit of a laugh. Anyway, on to Sunday at the City Ground, Nottingham Forest against West Ham. How do you see this match going?
I mean, we've been stronger and stronger each season we've played you. I think we're 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. So if we're going in sequence, surely maybe 4. But I still expect a tough game because obviously Graham Potter is going to expect a response. Obviously, Jared Bowen nearly wanting scraps with fans, or at least have a stern word with some fans. Maybe give yourselves a bit of a kick up the backside. I think if West Ham can come and shut up shop for the first 20 minutes and quieten our crowd down, then anything can happen with some of the quality you've got, and we've got to obviously be wary of that. But I do expect us to win. We were very, very strong against Brentford. If you allow our midfield to get hold of the game, especially Elliot Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White, then you're in for a bit of a long afternoon, I think. And I think we'll win 2-0. Lovely.
Well, Adam, thank you so much. You guys would like to hear and see more from Adam. I'm going to go on Adam's channel now. We're ready to record a video for Adam's channel. The link will be in the description below. So just go in the description. It'll say Adam, and then there'll be a link. Just click the link and you'll be able to find it. But Adam, thank you. If you guys at home have enjoyed it, please do drop a like on it by clicking the thumbs up button. Subscribe to Damage Chat. Catch you in a bit.